Evergreen Park Mustangs have finished their season, and Coach Jim Ramazinski, Coach Ram, has been down here with us all season long, so everything is concluded. Didn't work out the way you wanted it to last week. The season as a whole, I'm sure, is not what you envisioned, but a season is complete, and I would think that you found some successes, even in the middle of a losing record.
Yeah, I mean, you never go into a season planning on losing, having a losing record. So it was a disappointing season as far as wins, losses. We did see some growth from some of our younger guys, which was good to see. And, you know, despite even losing that last game, we ended up losing 20-9, but we were down 13-9 with 3 minutes left. Got a chance to get the ball back and just didn't finish the game. Gave up a score near the very end.
Feels like that happened a lot this year. Like the game was a lot closer than the score. A bounce here, something happens over here, and the outcome could have been different.
Yeah, well, I mean, we lost 6 games. 5 of those teams are in the playoffs. Few of those games were one-score games, but you know, we could point fingers and say, okay, well, if this happened or if this call happened or this, that, but the reality is it's like I said before, it's on us. We take ownership of it. I take ownership of it. And obviously we're looking to move forward in the offseason, which we're excited about. We'll be meeting again early next week, talk about it and get started as soon as possible.
So what do you look to kind of build on next year? Is it looking at the guys that you think develop this year and imagining what they could be next year? Is there, you know, I mean, high school kids all of a sudden have growth spurts. All of a sudden somebody might develop into something that's very different from the year before. Is it a lot of conditioning, training, or is it scouting? I mean, are you sitting there saying to yourself, I got to get more of these kids to say, I want to be a part of Evergreen Park Community High School and add to your player pool?
I mean, a little bit of all of that, but I think the most important thing is getting players in the offseason to be all in, be focused, and minimize the distractions that, you know, take you away from the weight room, take you away from training with your teammates and, you know, training as a team together. I think, you know, football is the ultimate team sport. I've said that before on here. And you cannot just show up in August, put 11 guys out there and say, all right, let's play some football. That's just not how this sport works. It's, you know, it's almost year-round training. You know, a lot of our guys will go on and play other sports. We'll see a lot of them in wrestling, some in basketball. But, you know, the ones who aren't involved right away, they'll have to get started kind of immediately and work together as a team, take pride in what they're doing together, and it's got to be an attitude thing.
Right. I
mean, that's what it's got to be. I mean, you could say all day, oh, we can go find more guys and do all this, but you know, that's not always what you need. What you need to do is have the right guys in the right place with the right leadership leading the charge for the next season. And the good thing is I think we do have some younger guys that are willing to do that and willing to take on that responsibility. And of course, myself and my coaches will be involved in it. And we're definitely looking forward to closing out this season. You know, we're excited to have our banquet as it comes up, celebrate some of our individual players and, you know, get together one last time with this group. But yeah, we're looking forward to moving forward, developing that attitude. And, you know, the one message I would say is everybody's got to be all in and they got to want to do it. And we're hoping to get started immediately and see positive results in the future.
Awesome. So what did you take that was positive from this year? Were there certain things that you saw specifically that you said, okay, I can build on this, or that you felt were like big accomplishments even in the middle of a season like this?
Well, I mean, we some of the teams we played, we were a little bit more limited as far as, you know, having the same amount of athletes on the field, things like that. Our guys did not quit in any game. They fought hard. Last week of practice, even when you know you're out of it, it was a good week. They went into Friday night. You know, we were winning the game 10-9 at half. just didn't, or I'm sorry, 9-7 at half, just didn't work out the way that we wanted to in the end. But, even after the game, the coaches and I talked to him, we said, a lot of teams could have taken this last week off and just not really focused and not really tried. And they finish as strong as they can. And that's something to build on. We had some individual players have great seasons. Our all conference list was Caleb Kaiser, free safety and receiver, Devin Herrera, who played a lot of different positions for us this year. He was kind of our Swiss Army knife. Guy gets hurt, he goes there. Guy gets hurt, we move him somewhere else. He played offensive and defensive line. He did a great job. He was a great leader. Genesis Ward had about, I think it was 7 sacks, a couple forced fumbles, more tackles for losses, great off the edge, did a good job on defense. And then Arshawn Powell, who, ended up with 5 interceptions, 4 receiving touchdowns, kick return for a touchdown, did a lot for us. A couple rushing touchdowns on there as well. So he, those players did a great job. And I'm excited to see what our seniors do in the future, whether it's the rest of the school year and then obviously going forward. It's always good to see where they end up, how they do. And a lot of them come back and visit, which is good to see. A lot of them came back from last year, this year, to whether it was a game or a practice. So I always love catching up with them and looking forward to their future success.
That's awesome. I want to tell you a quote that as we're sitting here talking, Caleb Williams, the quarterback for the Bears, gave. And I think it's really interesting. And I'm curious about your thoughts. And I wonder if it's a message you want to deliver to the group for next year, because I found this to be just a great quote. He said, "Okay teams, nobody leads. Good teams, coaches lead. Great teams, the players lead." What do you think about that?
Well, the first thing I say to the kids when we start up in August or even in summer camp, but definitely August, is I tell them, we're here, obviously, as coaches. We're going to put you guys in the best possible position that we can, but ultimately it's the players' team. And you guys kind of sometimes dictate how things go. And they, this year, it wasn't about lack of effort or things like that. It was just about, taking ownership. And Caleb Williams' quote is, I would say, spot on.
Yeah.
Because, every great team that I've been a part of, we had great leadership. We had guys who worked hard, and, you saw the results on the field.
Yeah, that's awesome. I'm going to tell you, I'm excited to see what happens next year. I remember that you had a couple of different guys. I mean, there were times where you would give out stats and you'd be like, this kid's a sophomore, he did this. Like, you have a few young guys that will still be around next year that I thought came up a few times that you talked about. And so I'm excited to see what happens with the program. I know you got a full off season. It's almost a year-round thing for you. You also will spend a lot of time now, and correct me if I'm wrong, kind of being out there, meeting people that are prospective, kids that may be coming to Evergreen Park Community High School, and then also working with the older kids and saying, hey, what do you want to do next? Are you going on to college? How do I help you in the next couple of months? So your job never ends.
No, I mean, we have our open house coming up on November 13th. So that's a good opportunity for community members to check out our school for, kids getting to the age where they're looking at high school. And then, with the college recruiting time, that's a big time. I mean, we're fortunate to have about 50 coaches come through last year, check out the building. And again, 6 of them ended up committing to play somewhere. That was after last season. We'll see how it shakes out this year, but we're definitely going to work towards, I always ask the kid, do you want me to do this?
Yeah.
Because I don't want to put a kid's name out there who is not sure or doesn't really want to do it. So right now, I have my list together with all the information that is needed. And yeah, I'm sure that'll start soon, where coaches will start contacting me. I'll start contacting them. And then before you know it, they'll be coming through the building and talking to our guys. And that's always an exciting thing. It's exciting for the kids. It's exciting for me when I hear good things about our boys and that schools are interested in them. So yeah, hopefully we get a lot of people coming through and get our guys some looks.
All right. Head coach, Jim Ramazinski, Coach Ram, I'm going to tell you the worst part about this show is it's the last time that we're going to be doing it for a while. I get used to having you down here each and every week. I appreciate the fact that you do it during the season. Check in anytime and enjoy the off season.
Yeah, I will for sure. We appreciate you, all you do for our school, helping promote everything that's going on there. And, we're looking forward to continuing to work hard and put out a great product on the field.
It's the EP Podcast, all things Evergreen Park. It's the EP Podcast, Evergreen Park.